Hey y'all, my name is Carrie. I am an Uber chick out of LA. I drive part-time for Uber on the weekends. During the week I work full-time in healthcare. I'm a mother of 6 children. I have 5 daughters, 1 stepson. I started off driving Uber about 8 months ago. I only intended for it to be a part-time side job. I attend school full-time for my undergraduate degree in healthcare administration. And as I stated, I work full-time and I raise my children full-time. I typically drive on Friday evenings, Saturday evenings, sometimes Saturday morning or afternoon, and Sundays. It kind of varies on what's going on, if there's events in the area. I live in the Long Beach area, so I'm kind of smack dab right in between Orange County and LA County. I feel like I get more calls in the LA area than I do in the Orange County area. However, I do feel as though the quality of the rides are better in Orange County. In LA, because everything is on top of each other, a lot of times you have people that are going 2 to 4 miles at the very most, and for those rides, you typically make $5 to $6. In Orange County, however, it's a little different because you have a lot more cities that are spread out in Orange County. People aren't situated on top of each other, so typically people in the Orange County area tend to go longer distances than people in the LA area. However, I do notice in Orange County, like I said, I don't get as many rides, but when there's an event going on, you tend to do okay. Leads me back to my original point of the video. One of the most common questions that I get is driving Uber worth it? How much money do you make driving Uber? Well, I will say this. Is driving Uber worth it? No, not really. I'm just being honest. It's really not worth it. It's not worth all the wear and tear I put on my vehicle. I have a 7-passenger vehicle. I have a SUV that seats 7, a Durango, and this is due to the fact that I have 6 children, so I need a 3rd row seat. So when I signed up to drive Uber, my intention obviously was to drive using my personal vehicle. Uber has a feature that is referred to as Uber XL. And Uber XL pretty much is designed for riders who will be, having, multiple people riding along with them. Or it could be someone or 1 or 2 people who have a lot of pieces of luggage and they may be going to LAX, or, going from one, house to another, and they have a lot of suitcases or bags and things like that, groceries. When I'm driving Uber XL, it's definitely worth it. Especially when you hit a surge. Surges are rare, even though they tend to be highly publicized through Uber. They're rare, and when you get them, they don't really pay out that much, unless you are like myself and you have a rather large vehicle and you tend to get, you get a call that's going anything over, 10 miles. Then it's worth it. Especially, like I said, you add the surge on it, the XL, the distance, the time that the duration of the ride, all adds to, the amount of money that you're going to get. Those are the only times that I feel as though it's worth it for me to drive Uber. The rest of it is bullshit. Me driving 2 miles to drop somebody off from point A to point B, and they could have walked, and they're requesting Uber, is completely ridiculous. Especially the fact that Uber doesn't just give me Uber XL rides. I get Uber X rides, and I get Uber pool rides. So I could be picking up just one person, driving them 2 miles. And, you know, like I mentioned, I have a 7-passenger vehicle. So this car, of course, is a bigger engine. It takes more gas. And so I'm driving 2 miles, yeah, but I'm probably utilizing a lot more gas than your average person would be using if they, let's say, were driving a Prius. So those are the times when it really irritates me, and I'm like, damn, you know, because what I'd really like to do is cancel all of those motherfucking rides and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna wait for the Uber XL call, you know, and see if I can get that one. But those are far and few between. You don't really get them that often unless you just happen to be traveling near the airport and it's a busy time, you know. Or what I like to do is I like to go down to the port area in San Pedro, California, and get a lot of the crowd that's coming off the cruise ships on Saturdays and Sundays. You tend to get a fairly large crowd of people, and a lot of those individuals do call Uber or Lyft. I think majority of them are Uber. And because they've come off of a cruise, majority of those people do not live in the area. Most of the people live, you know, the Valley, South Orange County. You know, I've even had some Inland Empire, you know, because obviously there isn't that many ports where you can sail out of. There's Long Beach and there's San Pedro, pretty much, if you're in California. There isn't any others. And you actually will get, I actually get a lot of people who are coming from out of state that, you know, have a hotel somewhere over here, but they're not even from California, but they've flown down here just to cruise out of one of the ports here. So I tend to, like I said, tend to make the most money when you know, I'm picking up people from a cruise. When there's a huge event going on, like the LA Women's March that was held a couple of months ago. Whew, I did really good on that day. They had some serious surges that day. I think it was something like 4%. It was ridiculous. I think I drove about 4 hours, and I think I made $200 easy. And I really wasn't even going on long rides. It's just because everything was multiplied times 4. That was I would say one of the best days that I had with Uber. New Year's Eve was pumped up bullshit. I think I made $100 that night. I was really disappointed because I was really hoping that, you know, it would be a really good night, but it wasn't. It was a waste of time. And you know, when you're driving around for hours and you're wasting gas, you know, Uber don't pay for gas. They don't pay for the wear and tear on your vehicle, the time that it takes to get to a destination is not counted in your fare. So all of that needs to be taken into consideration, you know, for anybody that's wanting to, you know, sign up for Uber. Know that your gas will be out of pocket, your wear and tear will be out of pocket. You know, the time that it takes to get to a destination to pick up a passenger, all of that is not accounted for as far as Uber is concerned. That's all on you. So you have to think about all of that, and, you know, and take it really seriously when you're thinking, hey, you know what, should I sign up for Uber or not? If I could do it all over again and I had the option to do so, I probably wouldn't have used my SUV. I get way more Uber X calls than I do Uber XL calls, so it's a waste of my time. I probably spend twice as much money on gas than everybody else with my vehicle. So that's what I would say in reference to, hey, you know what, is it worth driving Uber? No, it isn't. I definitely wouldn't recommend it for someone that's expecting that it's going to help them support their children. It won't. It's really just something for a little couple extra bucks here and there, because that's really what it is, an extra couple of bucks. By the time you weigh in gas and other costs that I previously went over. So that's pretty much it. I will talk next time about Ugh, my interactions with writers, being a female. Very fun. Thank you.